Hey, hey, everybody. Good afternoon to you. You may recognize who I am here with, just hobnobbing. I feel like we could do some like Brady Bunch. I can't tell who's on what side though. Um, you guys, I am here with the OOLA guys, and we are going to talk about some, as I described it in the title, mind-bendingly, let me look at it, good collaboration of the century. And you guys, here's the thing, is whenever I was typing out the century, I was like, are you kind of stretching it a little bit, Martha? And then I thought about it and I'm like, no, that's it. It's pretty much the collaboration of the century, you guys. So I don't know where we want to start. First of all, if you guys don't know who the OOLA guys are, it is Dave. You want to wave, Dave?
Right here.
And then we have Troy. Want to
Hey.
wave? and yeah, they are amazing. So far, they have a lifestyle brand. It started out as a lifestyle brand, has continued. So like in continuity is a lifestyle brand. Aside from that, and you guys, was it from need that you guys started the life coaching side of things? Like where it just made sense as a next step? Is that what it was for you guys?
You know, this is something that started way back. I'm going to tell a little bit of the story, but in 1997, Dr. Troy taught me about OOLA, and he said, hey, you can go win at business and money. That's cool, but you have to win at all 7 of these areas. So he's taught me these principles of winning at fitness, finance, family, field, which is your career, faith, friends, and fun. And what we would do is we'd actually go to Vegas the first weekend in December every year and set our goals for the upcoming year. So setting goals from 1998, 1999 and setting goals. And I found success in our young age following that system. And Dr. Troy had success and continued to work on success in all 7 areas. And then I lost everything in 2007, 8, 9 and came back. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Everything's going good?
Yeah.
So I lost everything in 2007, reached out to Dr. Troy. And at this time, he was fully retired. And he was like married 20 some years, retired, like living his OOLA life. And I was living in a motel and broke. And I said, dude, you're never going to believe where I am at this point in my life. So he said, I get my OOLA life back. We're going to share this with the world. So around 2012, I didn't have my OOLA life completely back, but we're at Dr. Troy's cabin. And he said, hey, like, let's share this message with the world. So we wrote our first book. And then the book led into 1 million people following us on social media, led into a bus driving around the country collecting dreams. And we knew that if we want to change the world and impact 1 billion lives, we needed a team of people to do that. And that's what led into the coaching last year, is to certify people to help us teach OOLA.
Boom. Oh my gosh. And if you'd followed me longer than 2.3 seconds, you already know that I'm a big fan of income streams and diversifying. But one of the biggest things that I'm a fan of is coaching and consulting and that whole side of things, because we all come with our own genius. We all come with our own brilliance. And it's being able to actually work that out and help other people in the process. That's awesome. So talk to me a little bit about what it looks like in the, well, wait. Let me back up. For people that may not know who you guys are, which probably there might be this many people, but for those people, what does OOLA mean?
It actually comes from a word OOLA, because the whole thing about OOLA is it is a framework to put your life through. And it was never, this is one of those things where, you know, we consult with people all the time and we tell them to let opportunity reveal the path. Like, pursue something you're passionate about. And if you're passionate enough about it, you'll overcome fear, you'll overcome laziness, you'll overcome the things that people get stuck in to make it happen. And we believe so strongly in these principles. Like Dave mentioned, it started in the 90s of truly a group of guys flying to Vegas to step out of the chaos of life. We had families and kids and businesses, and we just stepped outside of life and we said, where are we in these 7 key areas of life? Where do we want to go? And how are we going to get there? And by doing so, it just built this incredible, the whole thing's been, it's never once, I was, at the time we would meet, I was retired 11 years ago. I mean, living the American dream. We never had this sat in a boardroom and said, let's get a VW surf bus and travel the country and let's write 3 books. It wasn't a strategy. It was just, as we gave people, the world right now is craving balance. The world right now is craving purpose. 70% of us wake up every day and go to a job we hate and come home to a spouse we can't stand and look at a stack of bills we can't pay. And we're like, time out. Like, we are screwed up and punked as a culture to believe that happiness is a trip to Disney World, this house, 2 cars in the garage. It's not that for everybody. And all we've said in OOLA is you be you. If you want to be a billionaire, be a billionaire. If you want to do art. If you want to be a stay-at-home mom, be a stay-at-home mom. If you want to be a boss babe, be a boss. I mean, go crush an epic business. And that's the same thing we've been doing from day one of sitting in Vegas. Say, Dave, what do you want for your life? What kind of husband do you want to be? What kind of business do you want to build? How much money do you want to make? What kind of shape do you want to be in? And he would do the same for me. And that's what the book was about. The first book was truly self-published, and we threw it out in the world, and it stuck. And then it led to a multi-book deal with Chicken Soup for the Soul. And the whole thing, the whole time is about you. And it's about people who are unhappy, unfulfilled, and lost, and saying, here's a framework you can follow that can give you more balance and more purpose in life, a life of less stress, more purpose, greater balance. And the cool thing about it is initially, when we had this bus has covered 26 layers in handwritten stickers of dreams, the people we've met in 48 states. The very first sticker on this bus, the very first sticker is, we just have a heart for changing the world. We have a heart for looking at people who are unhappy and unfulfilled and giving them a Sharpie and a sticker and reconnecting them to what they want in their life. And the first sticker says, change the world with a word. The coaching thing evolved when we finally figured out with this whole COVID thing that the bus is parked right now. So we're not out speaking, and we're like, on that bus, there's hundreds of stickers that say, I want to be an OOLA coach. It didn't even exist. Like, we didn't have a OOLA coach. And like, people want to do what we do. People want to not only use the principles to change their own life, but once they change their own life, they want to share it with other people, because that's the heart they have, to teach and to help other people and to earn side income. So if you can earn a side income and do something you love, people are craving that. So we launched it, and within 30 days, we had coaches signed up. They weren't certified yet, but we had in all 50 states and in 12 countries in 30 days of launching the program. So we've tapped into something, and the beautiful thing for us is completely in alignment with our goal of changing the world with a word, like helping people, because we thought it was going to be, the back of the bus says, 1 bus, 2 guys, a million dreams, and change the world with a word. Well, now we have a global network of coaches to help us. Because the hero isn't Dave and I. The hero is the client we need to meet. And the secret sauce is the framework. We realize that the books are all a framework. The OOLApalooza events that are sold out every year, it's a framework. What we teach from stage, it's a framework. So you can take people who just have a heart for helping other people, certify them in the framework. They can drop someone they care about in the framework and watch someone transform their lives. And that's powerful. You know what that's like. I got a text yesterday from a guy who we met at a book signing in Barnes & Noble, and signed up. He and his wife signed up as a coach. They became debt-free after something we said at a Barnes & Noble in Minnesota 3 years ago. And instead of using the money to go on a trip like they normally would do, they both used the money to buy certification to become coaches, so they can teach what they've learned that's radically changed their life.
Yeah, that I firmly believe that people, if everybody at their core, in my opinion, everybody at their core just wants to make the world better. They just want to do something that pushes the needle on making the world a better place. And what you've done is you've facilitated a way to be able to do that. And the words you're using are framework. So a framework, you guys, is like a blueprint. It's like something that it's basically, it's like the directions to making a pizza, right? So you take it out of the oven, you take it out of the box, you unwrap it, you put it in the oven, right? And then it's going to come out sort of the same every time. Like the framework, that means that there is a guide, that there is a system, that it's all pretty much that anybody can do it. Is that what you would say?
Yeah, and I think one of the coolest things is when we knew we were going to go into the life coaching space, we said, if we want to truly change the world and impact 1 billion lives, we need an army of people to help us do that. We started going into and looking at the life coaching space 2-3 years ago, and we realized real quickly it's pretty broken, because you get a certification and they say, all right, go change lives. And what you have is you have millions of life coaches who have the heart for helping others. That's why exactly, like down deep inside, they want to make a difference in the world, but they get their certification and don't know how. So we set off, we're going to create a system, like you said, a blueprint, a recipe, what we call the framework to guide people through, clients through, so the coach can be the guide and make the client the hero of their own process. So we set out to do that. It's like a co-coaching platform is what it is, because the client, so your client, gets videos from us, worksheets from us, and then between each module, they have a coaching call with you. So our coaches look like complete heroes day one. So if there's people that are like, man, I want to coach, I just don't know if I'm good enough, all they have to do is, like you said, unwrap the pizza, stick it, follow the directions, follow the framework. And the same thing with life coaches that have been life coaching for a long time and they're unsure of how to get results. Our coaches, newly certified, are calling within weeks and saying, I can't believe what this certification is doing. The people on the other end of the phone are having their breakthroughs. They're crying. I'm crying with them. Their lives are changing. I can't believe I get paid to do this. And that's what we're hearing, which is so sweet. I mean, that's really what we set out to do, is make it a foolproof system and really help coaches change people's lives.
And you guys, like those of you that are watching right now, and I'm going to pull up the video in front of me. Those of you guys that are watching right now, how often have you received a message from somebody that said that something that you said to them, or something that you mentioned, or something that you taught somebody, that it changed their life? Because I think that everybody gets those messages from time to time. My question is, A, how did it make you feel? I know it usually brings me to tears. I'm notoriously emotional, but so like I get to tears. I'm like right here with tears usually. But whenever you can get that message and be brought to tears emotionally, or to be able to feel that person's transition and transformation in their own life just by something that you said, imagine your whole life being like that, right? Imagine waking up in the morning and thinking, cool, I have meetings with X, Y, and Z today. Super excited to see where they're at. Super excited to see where their growth is. And you guys, when you deal with people in a growth mindset that are there and ready to do the stuff, you guys, there's nothing more satisfying. What kind of stories do you have from people that are coaches? I'm sure you have millions of them.
When you talk about that, that is really what keeps us going. Again, this bus has 58 horsepower. We've actually blown up 2 engines on our tour, and it has no air conditioning, no power steering. Like, we literally drive. We're this passionate about changing the world that we pull up in small communities and big venues, and we just meet people and collect their dreams. And it's been our passion from day one, since 8 years ago, the first book came out. But I remember the pivot point for me when we're really, this framework is really something. Like, we're onto something, because the average person doesn't even know their dreams. And we had the inaugural trip just after we put that first sticker on the bus. It was a blue bus. We had our teenage sons, and we were rolling up the PCH up the coast of California. And as we rolled through LA, which you can imagine what this bus was like in LA, and then we rolled through Malibu and on our way to Santa Barbara, like, it was a great day. We were collecting random stickers from people we're meeting, and we're just having a good time collecting dreams. This was our big vision of change the world by collecting dreams. And the boys could smell the sea out of the left side of the bus. I'm like, can we just pull over? And it was about at sunset. We'd been on the road a lot, so let's just pull over and play in the surf. So we pulled over, and at this time, we look out, the kids run to the surf, jump in the surf. Dave and I are just like, this is crazy what we're doing. This is so much fun that we meet people and collect their dreams. There's a beautiful couple with 2 girls taking that sunset photo, that perfect Pinterest photo at sunset in the beach in south of Santa Barbara. And then they came up, and the mom's like, this is what, everyone thinks we're selling weed out of this bus. We're like, no, we're not selling weed. They're like, no, we're collecting dreams. We're going to change the world by reconnecting people to their dreams and show them a framework of how to do it. They go, that is so cool. She goes, can I put my dream on the bus? Like, we'd be honored. And so she grabs the sticker. They're all color coded. She grabbed an orange family sticker, and she grabbed a Sharpie, and she went around to the back of the bus and slapped on. She goes, what, you guys are doing something so amazing. Keep it up. And we're like, thanks so much. Well, as soon as they rolled away, at this time, we don't have 26 layers. We have like random stickers. What do? We walk around the back of the bus, and we're like, what did she put on our bus? And she said, I want to be strong enough through my stage 4 cancer to see my girls become women. And we're like, we got in the bus, and we're usually, yeah, I'm the same way. That's why when you said that I got to that moment, and it was loud music. It was teenage kids. It was junk food. It was up the coast of California. And I'm like, dude, we have something here. Yeah. That makes people pause in this crazy, chaotic world and reflect upon what really matters. I cannot tell you how many people watching this are so distracted with crap that doesn't matter, that and they do it for things they're being punked about, you know, to purchase this, to buy that, to do that, to try to find some level of fulfillment. Fulfillment comes from serving your purpose and serving others. That's it. Like that, there's a whole book in a sense, like if you serve your purpose and use your gifts and ability to pour into other people, you will be fulfilled more than anything you can buy. So what you're talking about is so true, that if you can find that thing that's in alignment with your gifts and in alignment with your skills. So that's why when we talk about finding great coaches, we're not asking the 1985 version of a guy standing in front of his Ferrari with 5 certificates and saying, look at how smart I am. We don't even, honestly, we don't even want that. We heard the word yesterday called douchepreneur. Like, we don't want that in our network at all. What we want is heart-centered people. We want, if you have the right heart, we can teach you the framework. You don't have to be the expert in everything. You just need to care and learn this framework and dump people's lives, like someone who's struggling to say, I'll put you in this framework and we'll come out the other side transformed.
Amen. I love that. What are you guys thinking that are watching this? Like, you have to just be, first of all, if I mean, I want to be an OOLA coach, you know,
You
like
should.
as we're going through all of this, I'm like, why everyone on the planet that has a heart for other human beings, which I believe, again, at my core really is everybody. It's just people have gone through things and they've become jaded and they've had stuff happen to them and whatever, right? You peel all of that away, you turn them into their 4-year-old version of themselves, and they want nothing other than to make other people happy and to serve other people. Like, that's people at their core. So I think everybody on the planet should be doing something like this, because it just, why wouldn't we want soul satisfaction? Why wouldn't we want to live in that space instead of the chasing of the, like what you were saying, like the douchepreneur? I call them dude bros, but it's like, it's the same thing, right?
That's probably more appropriate. More appropriate.
I like douchepreneur though. So it's going to be a secondary term, but I mean, at the end of the day, you guys, who's watching right now, raise your hand, say heck yes. If you're watching right now and you're like, I want to do this. I want that sort of impact. And that's the word, you guys. I want this sort of impact on somebody's life. So if you guys have been following me at all, if you're in any of my groups, if you're in HBR, if you're in any of those things, you know that I start with what? 2 things. Who are you here to serve, and how are you going to serve them? You may have figured out the who you're here to serve part, but you may not yet have the how you're going to serve them. I think that this is a universal how you're going to serve them, guys. I'm just going to say that. Those are my actual thoughts right now, unadulterated, not written down. I just have the title of the video written down. That's all I have. So tell me a little bit about the wheel, you guys. Somebody tell me about the wheel, the balance.
So we really, when you take OOLA, one of the questions you had before too, Martha, was just saying like the coaches, and Troy was talking about, as we go around the bus go on tour collecting these dreams, we're seeing such emotional stories that we turn OOLA into this. We're obligated to share this with the world. We knew last fall when we launched our coaching program that we had to build an OOLA army to do this, because there's so many people that are lost and hurting in student loan debt, bad marriages, bad jobs, all of that. And it's so cool now because we've been on the road, been able to see lives transformed, like Troy was talking about, to see our coaches see the same things, helping people get to that point where they've lost 100 pounds, paid off their debt, got put back their marriage that was falling apart, or got out of the marriage that was abusive and bad for them, and protected their kids, all that. Our coaches are having these stories now, which is so incredible that they get to experience what it's like to truly help people. And what you said about, you know, who do you want to serve and how do you want to do it? The framework does work for everybody, because we have coaches, when they say, who do they want to serve? They're like, I'm going to serve people over 60 who are now empty nesters. I'm going to serve people who survived from cancer. I'm going to serve people in network marketing. I'm going to serve people who just got married, just got divorced, just lost a child, you know, just got back from a deployment overseas in the military. So we have coaches that are specializing in their niche markets, and the stories coming back from the field are just incredible. I mean, you would cry a lot if you read those, if you got that emotional thing. But the wheel actually comes in the framework. So the framework is 7 key areas that everyone, including you and I and Troy, everyone watching this, is trying to balance. Your fitness, your finance, your family, your field, which is your career, faith, friends, and fun. If you're crushing your money and your kids hate you, you have a lot of stress. If your kids love you and your family's perfect, but you can't pay the bills, you have a lot of stress. If your money's right and your family's right, but you're just unhealthy, you're having a lot of stress. So we say you have to balance and grow all 7 of those areas. And there's 3 simple steps. Step 1 is the wheel. Step 2 is the plan, where you want to go, what are your dreams and goals? And step 3 is the path, how are you going to get there? And what the OOLA wheel is, going back to your question, is that you have to know where you are in all 7 areas before you can make any change. So we call that step 1 the wheel. And we look at this wheel, you answer all these questions and you fill out this wheel, and you can look at the wheel and see where you're weak. Like you can say, man, my finances are great, my family life is struggling. And if that wheel was an actual wheel and it rolled, there would be a big clunk in that wheel and it wouldn't roll smooth. And that's where I'm getting my stress. So that's one of the first things we do with all the coaches and all the clients is they have to go through step 1. Where are you today in these 7 key areas? Because you have to get real with where you are before you can fix it. And what people do all the time, and I did this when I was struggling back in 2007, 8, 9, is I swept my wheel under the rug. I'd be like, I don't want to talk about my finances and creditors, and I don't want to talk about it. But you have to just expose it and say, this is where I am. This is where I am right now, but this is not who I am. Where do I want to go? And that leads to step 2.
I love it. I freaking love it. What are you guys, I want to see what questions these guys have. Feel free to chat about something while you're, like, if there's something that
I think what he was just talking about is, I think that's the value of the framework. The largest percentage of the coaches getting certified in OOLA have never coached before. So we have a number of coaches who have multiple certifications. They want this tool in their box because it's sticky in the marketplace. It's organically sticky. You hear the word OOLA once, you're like, what is OOLA? And it's about balance. Like, I want balance. So seasoned coaches, pro coaches are using it as another certification in their tools. But new people love it because it's a framework, and that's what Dave's talking about. When we studied this, we really looked at this from a left brain side. Like, what are the sticking points of being a life coach? People want to get results. Because if someone comes to you and goes, I'm feeling overwhelmed, and then it turns into like this random conversation that ends up in the weeds with no transformation, like, you have to be able to direct someone in a coach in a framework that gets results. So that's a great place to start. Is let's just start with finding where you're out of balance. And that's what the wheel does. And the whole thing, it helps people get results. That's duplicatable. That's a word we use a lot, that you can't coach people, even though they're individuals. This is the beautiful thing, is you can put people in the framework and someone can go through the whole 10-week signature course and go, you know what? I need to connect with my teenage son. Or someone goes, I need to pay off debt. Or someone needs to go, I need to quit being mad at God. Like, the exact same framework. The whole process of 7 areas, what's blocking you? What do you need to, what are the accelerators? What are the, and all of a sudden someone comes up, this is the thing. If I had a Sharpie and a sticker, this is the dream I need to put on that bus, because if I do that one thing, it will transform my life. And I think that's the beautiful thing about it, is we're seeing as much success with new coaches as with seasoned coaches using this certification, because they're not jaded by the 1980s version of what it is to be a life coach. We've taken out the stress of how to get leads, because it's a global brand. It's a community. How to get paid. It's not that awkward Venmo moment of like, hey, I'm a coach, pay me. You know, we have a professional site where people go and it's used to, and they can purchase a course, and we reimburse the coach. And so it's this really, it helps you on how to get recognized. We give them professional marketing materials. If anybody follows OOLA, they love the inspiration and the quotes and the filters. We have a team that now as a coach, they can look like a pro, rather than using some weird free app and trying to put letters on a weird picture and it looks cheesy. So we make them look like a pro, because their job, we want the coach focused on their heart and helping other people and putting people through this framework, because we know that if we get someone in this framework who's open to change and willing to do the work, that their life will be transformed.
And at the end of the day, it's an army of OOLA coaches, like a light army almost, right? Like an army of OOLA coaches just going out there and sending ripples into the entire world that is starving for authenticity and starving for real, and you use the word balance. And I think it's not a word that I had even thought of before as what people were starving for, but it's it's the thing. That's exactly it. It's the balance of everything. And I love it. I love it. Whenever I asked people about whenever they were, and then we're going to get into what we're doing together. Whenever, you know, people message them, Evie said that she gets those messages. Becky said that she loves getting those messages. She totally cries. Nikki said that it makes her feel worthy and it confirms purpose for her. Evie said, I felt amazed by it because I have been able to provide value and serve. Becky said, it's like I'm in the good stuff. And Danielle said, a community of people working on the same thing, changing the world with a word. It's a framework and resources to create an amazing life coaching platform. Boom. Carly, being able to impact someone's life for the better and hearing that is super fulfilling to me. You guys, the word fulfilling is it. That's when we feel soul satisfaction from what we do as a career. We've been made to think that work and a career is like this thing that we just have to do 40 hours a week. And there's going to be a little bit of resistance because, well, it's a job and it's not supposed to be fun, right? Well, what if that's not true? What if that was just something that was a narrative? What if that was just something that was told to us, right? What if the truth is maybe, and not out of malice, not because anybody, maybe they didn't mean any harm by it, right? But maybe they didn't know better. But you're looking at 3 people that know better. You're looking at 3 people that understand that showing up in purpose, in love, in authenticity and transparency in order to support the world around us, that you're able to make a living doing so, but be in total and absolute support to your community and in service to your community. You guys, this is real life. This isn't, it's real. I don't know how else to say it. It's real life, you guys. It's something that you literally can have yourself. You guys, you want to talk about what we're doing together? I'll talk about my part if you want to talk about your part.
Well, this is really, really cool because we had a great conversation and we just said, how can we help more people achieve, you know, greater things? And, you know, when we looked at the life coaching industry and we said it's broke, we want to disrupt it. That was the big part, talking to a lot of life coaches over the years, is that they don't know how to get leads. They don't know how to get paid. They don't know how to get results. They don't know how to get noticed. So we're like, let's come in and let's show them how to get leads by, let's give them all the marketing written by a professional content writer. That would cost an individual coach thousands and thousands of dollars a month. Get all the content. Let's get the results through the framework and all the training that we provide our coaches. We're constantly training our coaches on how to be better coaches, and then get paid by using the, like what Dr. Troy said, that professional system. But then there's this whole get noticed part, and really putting together and developing your own personal brand inside this global brand, piggyback OOLA's brand. And there's no one better than you in that world. So what we want to do is 2020 has been a little jacked up for a lot of people. And we want to put together something. I'll let you kind of reveal it, but we want to put together this collaboration where we can come into 2021 with hundreds of people, maybe thousands of people, and say, hey, there's a better way to live your life personally and professionally. You can win at business and at life. And that's what we put together as part of this program. That's the collaboration that we put together that I think is going to just change a lot of lives. And we're really excited about it.
And I think the reason I was so attracted to this collaboration is that you, from a very practical point of view, want people to do things that are purpose driven, and you want to help them stand out, because it's a noisy world now on social media and in companies and home-based businesses. It's like, what can you do to stand out? And also, I love the multiple streams of income. I love the multiple streams of income. I mean, I was debt-free and retired at 42 because I had multiple streams of income. And multiple streams of income, meaning if I owned a travel company right now, I'm hurting. If I own this, we were talking about all these companies that are hurting, but if I have 4 other streams, I may be feeling it, but I'm not zero. And it's something we do Money Mondays every week on our Facebook page. It's something I've talked about for years is beating down debt and developing multiple streams of income. It's just, again, all of this is designed to have more balance in life. And it's not even the love of money. It's like, no, what money does, it allows me to be more generous. It allows me to have more experiences. It allows me to expand our message, to have great experiences with my family and provide for my family. So I don't shy away from that. You don't shy away from that. I think it's a great conversation to have. So we're in such alignment on those points that it seems like the perfect collaboration. And those 3 points they're just authentic points. If you study our stuff for the last 7 years, if we study your stuff, that hasn't changed. It's like, it just natural fit. And I love how we're going about it. It's just pour into people. Just like pour into people. Like, we open source for personal development. We'll give you a bunch of this knowledge week after week. And then if you feel like it's a good fit, because that's what the straight ask is, we're looking for talent. And what I mean by talent is people with great hearts who are looking for something different. They're not happy with what they're doing, looking for an alternate source of income, something they can do at home, have that freedom and safety. That's what we're looking for. So hopefully, and it looks like your audience, the people that hang out with you are people that want to rock, that shake it up. They want to do something different. They want to challenge themselves to grow.
Oh, 100%. Would you guys agree? Like, go ahead and give a heck yeah if you totally agree to all of that, right? You guys, what we're doing in December, it's the first-ish week of December. We have a date nailed down. I just don't have it at the top of my head right now.
I think it's got to be the 7th, because everything in
December
7th. Everything in OOLA is a 7th.
Ooh,
Right?
Boom. Well, that makes it easier for me to remember too. So December 7th, you guys, we are going to have a mastermind with just us. So the OOLA guys and myself. And it is for everybody that takes the plunge to become an OOLA coach between now and then, utilizing the link that I will give you guys in a second, but it's OOLAlife.com/Martha. I will go ahead and I'm going to post it in here as well in the comments, but don't go away from the video yet, because you don't want to do that. OOLAlife.com/Martha. Now, you do need to sign up with that link in order to get access to the mastermind, you guys. There it is. And yeah, so over the course of the next, 6-ish weeks, we're going to be going live once a week, once every 2 weeks, something like that. And we're going to be talking about topics on all of these different parts of the wheel, you guys. So there's Troy, you're going to talk about finance at some point. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to talk about what we teach in the framework called the Green Gap, and it's the system I use to get out of $755,000 worth of debt to zero, with multiple streams of income. And I'd love to share that. It's one of the things I'm super passionate about.
Heck yes. And then, and we're going to be going through all sorts of different topics just over the course of the next 6 weeks, you guys. But you have until, what is the date that they have until to be able to sign up, or is it just until December 7th?
Right up until December 7th. I think we'll have to shut it down like midnight on December 6th, and then we'll open up that mastermind on the 7th. It'll be,
which, by the way, but what a perfect time of year. It's a perfect time of year. It's when we used to meet once a year in Vegas in December to plan out the next year. So in this mastermind, we're going to dig into the framework and help walk them through personally the framework so they can plan out their 2021. We can put 2020 to rest, put a nail in it, and then we can look at 2021 and go, all right, what do I want in these 7 areas? Because even as a coach, this is there are a number of our coaches that went through the work and the cost to become a coach who are only using this to coach themselves and their families. They just wanted to understand our content at a greater depth than a book or an event. So whether you're using this just personally or for your family, or you want to use this to build an epic empire or an alternate stream of income, what a great time. Like, December is the time where we put 2020 to rest and start dreaming big again, and making a plan to make those dreams become a reality in 2021.
I'm so excited for that part of it, Martha, because it's going to be so fun, because on December 8th, everybody's going to have a plan for 2021, from a personal and a business plan for 2021. That's what's the value of that? That's like impressive. Like, to be on December 8th, go, here's my plan in all 7 areas: fitness, finance, family, field, faith, friends, fun. Here's my plan, plus a business plan that Martha helped work me through. That works.
It is going, I've never seen or even been a part of anything like this before. I wish.
We've never done it, by the way, seriously, in the history of OOLA, and we wouldn't be able to do it. That's why there are blessings in everything. I mean, normally we would be in Vegas doing our sold out OOLApalooza event. So this is just another way, like we're so passionate. If we need to hop on a bus and drive to people, or we're collaborating with you, we want people to have an amazing 2021. We know we have a framework that works. We know your business skill set, and we want to empower people to do that. So I think it's just cool because we, in the history, will have never done this.
It's exciting. There's nothing better than being able to know that you're getting into a good framework, into a good system where even, here's the thing, here's something that Eric Worre has said about systems and blueprints and frameworks, essentially, is he said that they make things fear-proof and skill-proof. And what that means, you guys, is that you don't have to be scared. You don't have to have fear around, oh my gosh, how do I do this? How do I do that? Because you have a framework, right? That takes the fear out of things. And you also don't have to have the skills, like you don't have to have developed a ton of skills to be able to do it either, because a system inherently puts a fence around things already. Skills are, quite frankly, unnecessary. Now, do you want to build them up because personal development? Yes, of course. But what I'm saying is it's not necessary. It takes the fear out of things, and it takes the need for skill out of things. And you can, here's the deal, you can show up just with your heart and with a desire to serve. And I mean, do you have that? Do you have that? Because I don't know about you, but whenever I was an alcoholic living in a basement, couldn't afford anything, was feeding my dog cheeseburgers, couldn't even afford regular dog food, and I couldn't afford food for myself, you guys. I remember staring at the wall one night and just thinking, like, I feel like I have more than this in me, right? Like what happened? And then also, can I get back on track? And even when I didn't understand what getting back on track even really meant, or where that trajectory was going, what I did is I followed the footsteps. I followed in front of me, like what felt right next and what felt right, and the sort of nudges and the taps that were happening. And it was like, okay, I think this is the next step. And that's what I think that our Creator does for us, guys, is that next step is illuminated. Now, if I had this today illuminated for me, then I would have been like, I don't know. I don't think that that's going to happen. And I think that that's crazy. I have no idea how I'm supposed to do that, because it would have felt too big, but I could do the next step. So what I'm saying, you guys, is this might be the next step. This might be your next thing that you look back on in a year and you're like, man, if I hadn't done that, none of the rest of this amazing stuff would have happened, right? Like those are the kind of things, like whenever I see these steps for other people, I always feel like I have to call them out. So forgive me for like taking, kind of just going sideways on this, but that I feel like I need to call it out for people when I see it for them, because I would have loved for somebody to call it out for me whenever I was in that position. So what do you guys, let's have some final words. What do you guys want to say as our takeaway right now?
I just would challenge people that it can be better. I mean, I always wake up every day with a childlike curiosity that no matter even if it's going well, I can do better, because I think people are way more capable than they realize. And I think they're dreaming too small. I think they're dreaming safe. And what I've seen in OOLA in my own life is if you dream big, tear it up and dream bigger, you're more capable than you realize. You don't always have to figure out the steps. The framework will walk you through the steps, but be free enough right now to dream in these 7 areas. Like really not what's safe, not what I think I'm capable of. If I could dream, what would my life look like financially? What would my relationships look like? What would my health look like? And then start a course and start a community. That's what we love in this coaching network too, is the community of like-minded people. Turn off the news, turn off the negativity, turn off the gossip, like drop the drama, delete some people, and surround yourself with people who think like you. And there are a lot of them out there. They're not the loud ones, but they're the ones with the right heart who think like you, and really wake up every day and take action toward a better life.
I just went out when you were talking, Martha, about just like in the basement looking at the wall, and if you could have envisioned this, it'd have been scary. You wouldn't know how to take that step, and it's that step in faith That's another place where we align very well, us three. And having that, there's a bigger purpose in this. Troy and I always talk about God's hand in OOLA, because the stuff that unveils itself, it's like we would have never thought of that path. No matter how much we're thinking and planning, doors open and doors close that are supposed to. And I know there's a lot of people watching right now that are in that same situation where it's like, can I take this leap of faith, and will this open up doors to where in a year from now or 2 years now, I look back at this moment and say, this was the moment that changed my life. And I would say yes to that over and over, because that's the biggest part, is just that step of faith of saying, I want to do this. I have a heart for helping other people. I want to go make a difference in the world. I want to be part of something bigger than myself. And I need to take that step to go do that. So for me, it's that all the way, because when I was at the bottom struggling, Troy and I talk about that a lot. If we would have flash forward to us being on stage with 30,000 people in an arena, I would have froze. I'm like, I don't want to go down that path because I don't want to be on that stage. But we took those little baby steps, those leaps of faith, write the book, publish the book, get it out there, get on stage for 16 people and then 100 people. And you move yourself in a direction. And looking back, I wouldn't want to give up any of it, because it's all so special to me. I was afraid of stages, and now it's amazing. I love them. I was afraid of going Facebook Live or any kind of live or any social media. And it's awesome, because it's a great way to communicate. I was afraid of, what if I'm working with someone, I don't say the right thing? And now I know if you speak from your heart and follow the framework, you always say the right thing. So it's really just taking that step of faith, that leap of faith, and those baby steps. And that's where your life will start to unfold. The other thing is, if you decide hey, I want to become a certified OOLA life coach, obviously go to OOLAlife.com/Martha. Check out that page. We tell you everything you need to know about it. Schedule a call with an advisor coach who can tell you more if you have more questions. But really, what our coaches are saying is it helped them so much professionally, but the ultimate thing is it's helped them personally. So as coaches are getting certified, they've noticed that they've lost that weight, they've paid off that debt, they've now have a side income, a part-time career on the side that they can turn into something special. They're better with their kids, they're better with their spouse, they're better with their in-laws, they're better with their faith. So you're going to develop yourself personally, which will open more doors for more professional growth as well.
Awesome. I'm going to read a couple things of what people have said. Sarah said, I like how he said, you don't have to have brains, just a heart. Well, sign me up. I got that. That's all you need. Amy Wixhorn said, transformation. Man, that is incredible. Wendy said she is loving this. Tina said, #OOLA Army of Light. Love this. Oh my gosh. We got some boom pows in there. Jenny said, best thing I've done is become a coach. I've grown so much in the last year. You guys, it's your life. It's your life. And the thing is, we all think we have time, you guys. I don't mean to be Debbie Downer, but you guys, it's our life right now. You start living it right now. We start doing the things right now. You can feel good today. You can feel satisfied today. You can feel and actually be helping other people today. It's up to you. Anything else is an illusion. It's all up to you, you guys. Again, the link it's to have a call with somebody. Yeah.
It's actually a landing page with a bunch of information on there about what it's like to be a coach. And then on there is a call for an advisor coach. We have advisor coaches that are amazing at just saying, hey, is this a good fit for you? Are you a good fit for us?
It's actually a really interesting process because we started when we were so excited about changing the world of work. We pretty much had a buy button on the coaching certification. And in about 2 weeks, we took the buy button off because we really felt like we needed to qualify people. Not in a way, I don't want that to inhibit anyone, but we want it to be a win-win. We want it to be good for the person, good for OOLA. So we've gone the other way, over-informing, showing you all the deliverables, what it includes, what it doesn't include, what it is, what it isn't. So if you go to that link, you can read endlessly. But then at the same time, you can also talk to a human being, someone who does have a heart for helping other people, someone who went through the certification process, who is truly there. Because sometimes they go, maybe it's better you be coached right now. And maybe a year from now, you could become a coach. Or it's your perfect timing. You have the right heart for it. You're ready for it. And they just listen and answer your questions like, I'm a fitness person. I'm a health person. I'm a money person. Does it apply to my business? I've never coached before. I have 5 certifications. And they just walk you through and see if it's a good fit. Because really what we're doing is we're trying to connect with like-minded people. The value in OOLA is the community and the global network of like-minded people who are all on a mission, the same mission, to transform lives, including their own. but also have their own life so transformed that they're oozing with enthusiasm to share what they've learned with other people. That's what we have. When people, that's the coaches that are signing up now, that the principles, the framework has changed their life, and now they want to do it to others. So if you go to that link, OOLAlife.com/Martha, read. Everything's there. And if you have a question that's not answered, tell us and we'll add it to the page to help other people. But there's also a button too that you can talk to someone from our advisor coaching team who will answer any, set up a time, 30-minute slot, I think, and they'll just work with you and see if it's a good fit.
I love that. I love that. I qualified people on HBR too, and it's for the same exact reason. It's because you're protecting the community also. Like whenever your culture comes from the top down, it's built from the top down. And so you're sort of protecting the culture of everything, right? And make sure that everybody is a good fit.
Absolutely.
And that's, yeah.
We learned that the hard way. I mean, but now you'll have a little questionnaire, so don't let that intimidate you. Just, we want to learn more about you. And then you can set up a time with an advisor coach after reading the information. And we're all about you looking at it and studying it. It's a big decision. We understand that. But we just know that there are a lot of people, especially we looked at your crew, right? They have the right heart. They're the right people. They want to make a difference. They want an alternate source of income. They want to work from home and do work that matters rather than just a grind. So it's definitely it's a great community, like the two communities coming together. And we just want to make sure we hopefully put everything on that link to answer any question anyone ever has.
Awesome. Well, cool, you guys. Let me see if there's anybody down at the bottom. Leap of faith. Oh, there we go, Claudette. Awesome. Well, you guys, we will see you again here very soon, either in a week or 2 weeks. We'll just get together on dates, but I'll make sure that you guys know ahead of time. I'll send out emails. If you're not on the email list, make sure that you pop on so you know what's coming when. If you are just so salivating at the idea, I salivate at ideas. I'm just saying that because I do. But if you're salivating at the idea right now of living in purpose and starting today so you can do it as soon as possible, right? If that's you, OOLAlife.com, OOLALIFE.com/Martha, which is easy. Martha. We're not going to make you spell my last name. It's just /Martha. So, if you're salivating, do that. If I were watching this right now, I'm just going to tell you what I would do. If I were watching this right now, I may have already jumped off the video to go to the website. I'm a very red person. Like, I'm just a go do the thing. So some of you may have already left to go do that. And that's totally cool. I love you. I get it. I'm the same way. But yeah, if you want to jump in now, jump in now. If you want to jump in later, jump in later. But my whole thing is make sure you jump in by December 7th. Okay. Or midnight, December 6th. So you're able to get in on the mastermind, because it is going to be, I think, mind-bendingly
something. Mind-bendingly something.
Mind-bendingly good. Why did I use that second word? I could have come up with something else. Anyway. Okay. Well, you guys, it's been a pleasure. This has been
awesome.
So fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, we will see you guys again soon. Okay.
All right.
Sounds
see ya.
Good. See ya.
Bye-bye.